Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday Live Lessons. My name is Aldrine Guerrero. Joining me are these two fine gentlemen, Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai the Legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
Aaron's being fancy today. He's on camera. Say hello. I mean, wave and stuff, right? People can see you now. Yeah, right on. Ninja Aaron reporting. So, and we're just kind of testing it out because tomorrow we're going to be doing a Aloha Friday live concert. And, of course, we want to see the man behind the voice, Aaron the Voice Nakamura. So, how's it working out so far, Kahai?
It's okay. I had to hobble together this too, so Aaron,
I'm gonna be like, I can't.
Yeah,
there's like a little bit of a lag or a little bit of stutter.
Yeah, but it's all right for putting it together with no additional cost.
There you go. We've Kahai has implemented some secret tech to make sure that this works. Some top secret tech.
Secret tech that I found out came out in April.
Secret tech. So secret tech. All right. So now we got dual screen, we got split screen with me and Aaron, the man himself. So let's get started. This is Thursday Live Lesson. My name is Aldrine Guerrero, and I will be your instructor for the day. What happens is you guys ask us questions, and we'll try to answer them as best as we can. I'll try to answer as best as I can. I'll pass it to these guys and they'll give me their answers and we'll come up with a super answer just for you. We'll answer whatever question comes our way. Either we get them via email, via text, via letter, via snail mail, or via live chat because we are live. It's Thursday Live Lesson. We are live. So there's some live people right now in the chat. Live people. There's some people that are on live right
They're
now.
alive.
And, yeah, there you go. They're all alive, right? You kept them alive, right? Okay. You fed them. You remembered to feed them, right?
Yeah, some of them are I sent out the bottle of what is it, little koi butter, so that should that should sustain some people.
Right on. So let's answer some questions, and if we don't have questions or if we run out of questions, we're just going to talk about random things, and who knows, one of those random things might be something that you might be interested in, so keep it locked in, right, Kahai? Let's get started. First off, give me the first question, buddy.
Well, actually, I don't think we had questions this week, but we had
Nicktoons-san.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
No. What do you got?
Well, Rob sent in a student review. So
okay, yeah, Rob sent in a student review. What was that song called, Kahai?
I think it's Light One Candle.
Light One Candle. Amazing song, Rob. It's a Peter, Paul, and Mary song. I'm not too familiar with with that tune. I am familiar with Peter, Paul, and Mary. Love the folky sounds and stuff. It sounded great. Your singing voices are always on it. The strumming, the chords are on it and stuff. I noticed that you were trying to do a roll on some of them, but it wasn't quite coming out, so you just kind of played it straight on some, which is fine. That would be the only thing that I would add on, because I think it works the way that you're doing it. It's a folky song, so it's good with just kind of that nice folky kind of strum to it. Some beautiful chords. There were some chords in the beginning that were kind of like when you went to them, it kind of staggered a little for like split second staggered, but no one could notice, right? Did you notice, Kahai?
Not really.
Yeah, if you could fool Kahai, you can fool everybody. Don't worry about it. Kahai watches millions of videos all the time. He would know. Yeah, he would know, right, Kahai? You would know.
Yeah, someone can say that I might be one of the secret judges on Penn and Teller's Fool Me. You can't fool me.
It's unfoolable. So yeah, it was good. And I just kind of have to chalk it up to like you were standing up and stuff. So I think some of those changes were a little bit different than when you sit down and do it. But yeah, overall it sounded pretty good. I would just add a roll in there and make it sound a little bit more full. But yeah, this was good. It's decent. Right, Kai? What do you think, Kai?
Yeah, we've been saying it for a while. I've been talking to Rob too, and Rob said, "Oh, you guys are making me think that I'm better than I am," and I'm like, "But you're actually working hard and you're doing good. Like, I don't think we're really making it bigger than it is, but yeah, you're just doing a good job." And I think the only thing I would say is I listened to the original song, and something the original song has is a stand-up bass, and the stand-up bass is really what's pushing the song forward. So if he wants to be a little bit closer to the original, he might want to pick the song and then put an emphasis on that low G string.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be
that's
good.
it.
Yeah, do like a beat 1 bass or something.
Yeah.
Beat 2 bass. Yeah.
It's very much like that kind of song. So yeah.
So for those people who don't know, beat 1 or beat 2 bass is just kind of plucking a bass string on beat 1 or beat 2 and then strumming the rest of the song. Like for example, if it's an F and the you got that da 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 da, we just go. So 1 2 3 4 2 3 4 7 da da. You would just kind of play the bass on beat 1. And that would, and Kahai is absolutely right. That would add a little bit more folkiness to the sound because, it's a folky kind of folk music. Usually they do a lot of like finger picking, like mandolin kind of finger picking and stuff. So I think if you add that in there, just something as simple as a beat 1 bass, I think that would go towards more of a folk sound. How about you, Aaron? What do you think?
I do that a lot. So
Oh, yeah?
that's pretty much all I do.
Beat 1 bass, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if when people listen to the jam and they hear you guys playing and they don't see Aaron, like that's what you pretty much doing most of the time, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it's both of what we're playing is ukulele, same kind of tuning, but it just mine is low G, so that's the only thing that I really have to fill in.
And I mean, ukulele or guitar or whatever it is that you're playing, you kind of make sure that that you're
You
playing
let
that
you do
bass
your
in it.
thing, and then I'll just fill in whatever you
What do you do when you're doing your? What is your thing? What do you do when you're doing your thing?
Pretty much that. That's all. That's all I do.
No, I said like if you're not playing with
pony.
me and then I'm doing my thing. Say you're jamming by yourself. Like how do you jam by yourself?
The same thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel
'Cause-
like, right, like all of us grew up with Car Crater Boys.
Yeah.
And you always have one friend who's the Troy. And then you have another friend who is doing that Ernie bass guitar kind of playing. So yeah, I felt I learned like that, where learning like picking bass on a guitar. And then when I looked up videos and they're like, this is a secret to finger picking, I'm like, there's a secret? I thought you just put your fingers down and you just pick.
You just pick. Yeah.
hit that bass note.
This past week, speaking of which, like I gotten a lot of not requests but just questions on the private lessons about like finger picking in general, and a lot of people kind of tend to go with the the same thing like strumming and stuff. Like they want to know what the strumming pattern is. Like same thing with finger picking. People are like, well, what's a finger picking pattern that I can do? And it's like just like how we do with strumming, you just kind of feel the rhythm and then you just, I don't know how else to explain it. Like you just play to the rhythm. So for example,
oh yeah, I was gonna say, can you guys kind of demonstrate where Aaron is strumming, since we have like that?
Yeah, there you go. We got two ukuleles. Okay, so strum something for me, and I'm not gonna look. So I'm like, make it a hard strumming pattern.
Oh, like a
Difficult.
hard?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So Okay, yeah, there you go. So if you're thinking strumming pattern, you're like, oh, what is a strumming pattern to that? But if you just think of it as rhythm, it'll be a lot easier. So for me, I just like to try to feel out the pulse of the song, the heartbeat of the song. So what chords you play? C and F. Okay. So the heartbeat is anytime you kind of bounce your head like this. That's one. So 1, 2. You can always strum along doing this. Doesn't need to take any kind of fancy schmancy strumming. And you can always double time it if you want to. If that's a little bit too slow for you, you can do. So although he's playing something completely different, it grooves, then you add the ups. And then you can get fancy with it and add some chunks and rolls if you want. Kind of keep going, yeah. So that's just rolls with the chunks and stuff. But if I'm listening to what he's doing, there's a strum that he's kind of letting ring for a little bit. So if I'm doing, and if I counted, if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, it sounds like he's always doing it on the 1. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, here we go. Getting closer and closer. Now keep going. I'm listening to to him strum, and I'm counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There's something happening on 2, and it sounds like it's a chunk. So I'm gonna do the same thing. 1. Sounds like there's one more chunk in there towards the end. I'll follow that as well. There it is. So you don't need to think about the pattern. I'll keep going, yeah. Now, if you want to do finger picking, same thing. Find the heartbeat. We said it was this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing fancy. I'm just going from top to string to bottom. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit different by just kind of plucking whichever. I'm just plucking just random notes in rhythm with Aaron. Now remember we did double time? You can do the same exact thing. There's no set pattern, I'm just playing it really randomly. And adding the ups. So what I did there, I did exactly when I was strumming. I just, on beat 1, I let that thing ring. All right. So it's not, it's not too difficult. I'm not gonna say it's super easy or anything like that, because it does, it does take you learning how to groove with something that you hear. And learning how to groove with it is as easy as figuring out the heartbeat, double time, up strums, and then just listening to what he's doing. Like with the double time up with the up strums, you can pretty much figure out the rhythm that he's playing, or figuring out the tempo and kind of the feel that he's going for. And you then take a deeper listen to see if there's something that he's doing that's not altering the rhythm, but just making that rhythm groove a little bit more. And I found out that was holding that chord on beat 1. So I did that. That's all I added in there, is held the beat 1, 2, 3, 4 were exactly the same. And then I did beat 1, and then I chunked on 2 and did everything else the same. Then added the chunk on, I believe, 4. Yeah,
but
4 would be 4.
That's the thing, is that you're not even really thinking about the numbers.
No, yeah.
So,
you just do it, like, play whatever you hear. If you hear like it's, he's doing something somewhere in that rhythm. Yeah. Just try to
it's like a repeating thing. So whenever that thing comes around again, you do something.
Not like we tell people start off with just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Mm-hmm. And people are like, oh, but why? Like, I can hear that it's more complicated than that. But then it's not about like immediately like picking out, like you hear a song and you're like, oh, I know immediately it's down, up, down, up, down, up, whatever. You can figure out the pattern, right? It's about as you're playing, you can figure out the pattern as you're playing along the song. And just doing down, up, down, up, down, up is kind of like you're you're coloring in the whole picture, and then you're like, oh, these details need to come out a little bit more. So you'll shade, or you'll use like I don't know, you'll go around the picture, you'll add more detail to it. So at first you just gotta start off with like the big picture. You can't start off with the just jumping right into it and being like that. Oh, I know that's that strumming pattern.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that, but that's when a strumming pattern that comes around that you're not familiar with, then what's gonna happen? Are you gonna just like freeze up and say like, oh, I don't know how to play this?
Sit this one out. Yeah.
Yeah. Or are you gonna like, well, I know I can just start off with just going down, up, down, up, down, up, and I can figure out what it is as I'm playing along to the band or the group or whatever.
Yeah, and there's some musicians that you'll meet, that you don't want to miss the opportunity to jam with just because they can't provide you a strumming pattern. Like, you don't want to miss out on something. Say, for example,
zero musicians provide a strumming pattern.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Like if you somehow ran into Jake or something, and they're like, oh, let's jam a song together, and Jake's like, oh, what do you want to do? Maybe let's do drop, baby, drop. And he's like, oh, what was that strumming pattern for that again? He would be like, I don't know, it goes like this
chords first, right?
Yeah, he would be like, oh, it's just A, C sharp minor, B minor, and E7.
Yeah, and then go.
You know what I mean? Like, but if you're like, no, wait, Jake, wait, tell me the strumming pattern first, because I'm not gonna be able to play it with you unless I know the strumming pattern. I mean, Jake, I'm sure he could provide something, but for him, it's just like he's gonna look at you a little weird for a second. Like, why would? Okay, I guess it's. And he's gonna like have to figure it out for a second and then give it to you, But for the most part, a better example, I always tell people this: if Jimi Hendrix came back, like for a day, and you got to jam with him for a day, like you would never ask him for like, what's the strumming pattern to Little Wing?
He would not know.
Yeah, he would not know. It's one of those things that it's not really a thing.
I don't think you could ask him even for like, oh, what's the key to that song again?
No, maybe he'll tell you key. Maybe not the chords, but
he'll
roughly
be like, I think I played this. Like just follow along.
Does that sound right, Jimmy? Change your strings; they're flat.
Oh, I never change my strings. I always keep it on.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. Like Jimi Hendrix, because I try to play along with the albums and stuff. His guitar is tuned half step down on his albums, and it's like 5 cents flat or something. Like just a little bit flat and half step down.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, so all the tabs, when I was learning to play electric guitar, I was following the tabs and stuff. I'm like, that doesn't sound right at all. It sounds right when I play by myself, but like it doesn't sound right when I'm trying to jam with Jimmy, so to speak.
There's songs where my guitar, like if I just leave it and I haven't tuned it in like a couple weeks, and I pick it up and I start playing, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what song to play because this is just the right amount of out of tune, so I'm gonna play along to this song.
Nice.
Yeah. Going back to like the finger picking stuff, if you can kind of get that down up part where you're kind of grooving with it, you can like if you're assigning your thumb to like the G and C, and then your pointer or middle and or middle to the E and A, then you can keep that same thing going, and you do downs with your thumb and ups with your pointer or middle, and then that usually comes out pretty good if you're just it's like down up, down up, down up, down up. You're doing.
Speaking of folk sounding, that sounds super folky.
And you can do random stuff like that, but if you're just keeping that really like micro movements going with the down up, down up, down up, you'll land it every time. So
I think that's kind of pretty much what they use in like that song that Rob was playing too. Like the original recording of that song, it has like that kind of folky finger picking kind of style too. So.
Yeah. So. Also, number one rule for anything, like just don't be afraid. Like just do it. Like if you want to learn finger picking, don't be like, well, I don't know, the finger picking pattern in this, or I don't know whatever, like, oh, I can't quite do it that well. Just try. Like just try to do it. Play the song on the radio or on your computer or a stereo or something, and just if you know the chords, just go for it. You know what I mean? Like Or even if you don't know the chords, place your left hand over the strings like this and just follow the rhythm. That'll still teach you something, you know? Like, so next time when you do figure out the chords, you got this right hand down. Or at least you're working on the right hand to follow some kind of rhythm. It's always effective. That's one of the best practices that I tell people is if you want to work on your rhythm, for example, your strumming and your finger picking pattern, put something on the radio, place your left hand over the strings and just strum. Just strum along with it or start finger picking or both, you know, to it and just follow a groove. Following a groove is one of the best practices that you could do. Yeah. Right, Kahai? Do you still follow the groove like that? Do you still?
Oh yeah. I don't think I didn't know the term strumming pattern. I don't think I knew the term strumming pattern until I worked here. And then I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's a thing that people use to learn. But then even when I was teaching myself guitar with tabs, just because of the way that we learn music early on in Hawaii, like even you get a kumu who brings ukuleles to your class, that kumu is not going to write arrows on a whiteboard being like, do down, up, down, up, down, up. And if you watch kids at Mayday play ukulele, kids are playing, you know, there will be kids next to each other. One is playing up, one is playing down, but they're still in time and they're still playing together. So
same rhythm.
Yeah, it over here it really is not. It's not a thing where I think kids even go like, oh, I just can't get it. It's like if you just give a kid an instrument and you leave them with it and you don't tell them that it's hard or it's something complicated, just by fooling around, they get it. Like it's just they know to feel music through their body and not really think about music. So I think that's the hard thing with adults is they're using too much of their brain and they're not just like letting their body try and interpret like the information coming in. So
yeah. On Instagram. Do you have Instagram, Kahai? Because your friend Jacob Collier like did a thing on Instagram where like he has his song, I forget which song it is, but people are like covering it on Instagram and he'll like feature that person. Like there's I guess a part in his song where like where there's a small break for a solo and people are like soloing regardless of what instrument or using their voice and stuff. I'm like, I want to do that, you know, I want to do that challenge, but instead I'm just gonna place my left hand, it's gonna just do like strums like, with my ukulele, like kind of a rhythm thing. I'm like, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if he'll repost me. I was like, nah, he would never repost me. Like, I just psyched myself out and not did it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob does repost it because he's very.
Are you like good friends with him? You call him Jay like first name basis?
No. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Collier reposted it. I don't want to be too formal. Because he does like he has a challenge for himself called I Harm You. It's like I harmonize you. And he just has people send in like either clips of them playing or singing or something. And some people you can tell like, oh, these people are already professional musicians. They know how to play and do stuff. But other people like, you know, they're just singing or I see them singing with their kids or they feature their kids singing and then they just send it in. And Jacob looks at it and goes like, oh yeah, this note is a little off, but instead of like auto-tuning this note, I'll tune my entire chord to match this person, you know?
Yeah.
And he's all about like, just it's better for you to sing. And I think he understands that there really is like no right and wrong notes. You can make any note sound good. And
there's wrong notes.
There's when you're that
of them.
When you're that good, right? When you're like his level, he can make any note sound good.
Yeah.
And it's when people are performing, I think it's more important that like if they do make a mistake, like encourage them or don't like dwell on it because you can only learn from your mistakes, you know. You shouldn't be afraid of it.
That's that positive reinforcement that I've always heard of, you know?
Never had it with
never had I don't know what that's like, but I heard of that before. Kahai, positive reinforcement, I heard it's a thing. I'm too Asian to have gotten that.
instead of like, oh, don't be afraid to make mistakes, for you it's just like, I'm gonna make sure I never make this mistake ever again.
No, it's more like your parents telling you that you should never make that mistake ever again.
Hey, look at this. Look at
Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's a different feeling when your grandmother's like replaying your video over and over, telling you which sour note in Europa you played on TV. It's like your proud moment, and finally on TV, Grandma. It's like, oh yeah, with this note. Oh, it hurts. No one in particular. I've heard, some grandparents do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I was kind of thinking of that. I'm like, oh, maybe I just. I don't know what chords he's playing because he plays like some ridiculous whatever runs, I'm just like, I think I can do this. It'll sound pretty all right, but I got cold feet. I'm like, I don't want him to hear my crappy playing. I got scared. And I'm like, no, I don't want. What if I meet Jacob Collier one day? And he's like, oh, you're that guy.
I remember you're the guy who did that thing, right? And
yeah, you didn't even play. You just like strum. Like, what? I don't understand. It was a waste of your time and mine. Anyway, Kahai. He's been doing really well. I heard he's up for like album of the year for next year's Grammys or something. I wonder what that's like.
He already has 4 Grammys.
Does he?
I think
so. Maybe not album of the year though, right? Like album of the year it's like up there.
I think he's gotten several for songs, individual songs, and then some other stuff. It's funny when you watch his videos and he just has his Grammys on his piano. Yeah, and he'll even play piano, and then there's like a little bing, and he just grabs like a little mallet and he hits his Grammys itself.
Yeah, I imagine that's what it's like at what's his name's house. Daniel Ho's house. I imagine that's what it's like at Daniel Ho's house with all his ukulele Grammys.
Daniel Ho, we gotta get him on the podcast.
Yeah, we do. He's like, I think recently he did like this not play but like a stage production, like an ukulele like centric like stage production. I'm like, dang, he played like all the music, he wrote all of it and stuff. It's like, dude, come on, man, see some talent for the rest of us. Me in particular, anything else happening in the ukulele world, Kahai?
There's a couple questions we got. So Kristen Sue asked if you can give an example of a country strumming.
Okay, country strumming. Really, country music is about kind of that, like, I don't want to say lazy, but it's kind of like laid back. Not necessarily reggae laid back, but it's got that kind of, thing to it, like.
Well, it depends on the song completely.
Yeah, I guess
right?
so. Yeah, I guess so.
Like any type of music.
Amazing how you can speak right to my heart. So you can do like whatever kind of cowboy strum you want to be doing. It's usually 1-4-5 as far as the left hand goes. And there's no any particular strum that you would do for country music, I don't think. There's a lot of like finger picking in there as well if you want to do that. So it's more just like folk music mixed with like pop. I don't know like how you would describe it.
But I mean, it's the same thing. Like what we were talking about. You listen to the song and then try to find the rhythm and then just kind of play off of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's kind of like as you get further in music, like you realize it's kind of silly to define things by like either genre or set things into like, oh, do that specific strumming pattern or whether you realize like, oh, all of it kind of just works together. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So
Genre is only so that they can sell to different people.
Put some music on that soft and slow, and even that is like kind of like a regular strum to it. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you'll understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Yeah, it's the same. Like it's kind of that bounce to it too. So I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking of like old, like old school, like with the slide guitar kind of music. It is kind of laid back, with that got a small swing to it. So you're a little late, but yeah, I guess like modern country music is something completely different now. So it doesn't pertain to it anymore.
You're gonna say.
Jim says in the chat, he said country style is clip clop, and it's funny, but like if you play country music and any music really, you can actually get a feel of swing by if you've ever ridden a horse. And then it bounces. That bounce kind of like, you know,
Very,
as
yeah.
you're riding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inspired by
Oh,
Yeah. So just the reason why
that rhythm.
yeah, it works so well, right? Is because you can imagine yourself on a horse. Like,
Yeah.
So if you're having trouble getting it, like try and just imagine that feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you can't ride a horse to say like "Achy Breaky Heart," and that's like the most country song ever. You know, like.
But I mean, because it is kind of inspired by nature sounds or like
that's
sounds
true.
from the country. So like also kind of train kind of that train kind of sound.
Hey.
Yeah, like train.
Well, there's that great scene in Crossroads, right, where the train is coming and then he
Yeah.
starts playing the harmonica.
Harmonica, yeah.
and then it's cool.
And then he, what is Ralph Macchio's character? He starts playing and the guy kind of looks at him and was like, "You're
That's
just
not a train.
yeah, you're just like imitating me now. You're not like actually just feeling it for yourself."
Yeah.
So
Which is cool because in the last duel with the devil, one of the first things that he does is make a train sound.
Yeah.
That movie still making references to that movie, 70s or 80s movie.
I hope they don't take it off of YouTube. Otherwise,
Is
I
it on
can't.
YouTube?
Well, no, not the full thing, but I link clips, a lot of clips to it. So please don't remove the clips from
Yeah,
YouTube.
I need to get like a DVD of it because I have a tape of that movie.
Oh,
It's at my
I have
parents'
one.
house,
I
right?
have a
Oh, you have DVD? of it?
DVD.
Yeah, I gotta find it. So
I
that
don't
means
have
it
one.
exists.
Yeah.
So I should go buy one.
And a DVD player. It's important if you just have the DVD and no player.
Yeah, I have a PS3.
Ella's gonna be like, "Dad, what are these things?" And it's like, it's like when my dad broke out his record player, and he's like, "Oh, you kids are gonna be so amazed by these songs," and we're like, "Why does it always go like? Why does it skip every like 5 seconds? I don't understand."
That's the biggest CD I've ever seen.
Yeah. They put that his sound in there on purpose.
Dad is a PS1 disc. It's black. It's not even silver.
Yeah.
All right. So any other questions before we move on?
Art asks if you have any favorite instrumental ukulele albums.
Ooh. Okay. All right. That's where we're going. Bandito Tyler. No. My personal favorite. No. Let's see. That's a good question. A Flying Leap comes to mind. You know, James Hill, A Flying Leap. We mentioned that last week. That's one with with Little Wing in it. It's got Don Rideau Canal, like that's, and it's also got like, I think he did this like concerto for an ukulele. So he did like this kind of classical music sounding. He did three movements with it, and it's like, and when we saw him live, and he performed one of those songs live, and he said like, "Oh well, we did this song with like a 4-piece orchestra or 4-piece string quartet." And it's like, I would have brought them here, but they won't fit in most overhead, like over something like that. And I remember Bus laughing at it was at Ward Warehouse when we watched them over there, and he made that joke, and I think I laughed like a little too loud, and people were like, "Isn't that funny?" I'm like, "Yes, it is. It's hilarious."
You just don't understand comedy.
You don't. James Hill is a comedy master. He is, by the way, he is. James Hill is a hilarious dude. So that immediately comes to mind. Dream Speaking by Imuo Garza, amazing ukulele instrumental album. Walking Down Rain Hill, this list wouldn't be complete without a Jake album in there. Walking Down Rain Hill is another great one. Heartbeat is my favorite song from that particular album.
Do you think that's Jake's great, like, best instrumental album?
I think so. Like, it's everyone's got their own favorites and stuff, but Walking Down Rain Hill, I believe that is the first appearance of While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Oh. And it was recorded in a hotel bathroom. Like, according to Dr. Trey, anyway. Like Dr. Trey, he that was the last album that I believe Dr. Trey was a part of with Jake.
Like Nat Geo should have you on a Jake documentary, and you're like,
give me a call. Give me a call. I mean, earlier Jake stuff, like I kind of know, like his new stuff, like I and it's hard to follow him now. He's doing a billion and one things.
Yeah.
But back then, like it was pretty easy to follow what Jake was doing. And of course, I knew some people like Dr. Trey that like kind
On
of
the
tell me
inside.
stories. You know, like tell me stories, Dr. Trey, about how Jake was. You know, and yeah. So that's another great one. Walking down Green Hill. Seriously, Heartbeats. There is like the whole thing is an ukulele instrumental, but there's an ukulele solo in the middle of that song that he uses this kind of slapback delay. And it's how would I describe this? It's like heaven sent. Like I don't even know how. Like it's amazing. It's so good. Listen to Heartbeat, not the reprise, because there's a reprise Heartbeat at the end of the album, but I don't know if it's the first track, but it's so good.
I feel like you told a story where you were listening to an album and you said you pulled up to your house and you didn't get out of your car because...
Body surfing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pure Heart too, because the drive back from Borders Books and Music to my house in Koloa, by the time the 6th track came on, Body Surfing, I was like right about to park in my parking lot. I'm like, nope, I ain't leaving. Like, I'm gonna listen to this entire song and then leave, put it on my PS1 in my room, and then listen to the rest of the album. But yeah, so Walking Down Rain Hill, amazing album. Dragon is a close second, but only because it was sonically one of the best albums I heard of. You know, he used analog techniques for that. It just sounds super warm. Some great songs in that as well. Of course, Dragon is really good. Me and Shirley T was in that album. Let's see, what other ukulele instrumental albums I've covered. Imua, I've covered Jake, I've covered James. Who else? Those are. I think that's about it. not that I don't like all the others, but as far as my favorites, the ones that I could just listen to over and over again, I believe those are 4 really good ones. Yeah, Kahai. How about you? What's your favorite ukulele instrumental album, Kahai?
I think Dragon is my favorite Jake album. You know, yeah, I'll just say Dragon for my favorite.
I'm right here, Kahai, and I make instrumental albums too. Album.
Yeah.
You bought, by the way. I tell my wife that all the time. I'm like, Kahai bought one of my albums. Kahai. Yeah, that one. Okay. That Kahai. He bought an album of mine.
Okay, I'll be honest right now. I'll be honest. I didn't wanna bring this up. I just
used it as a frisbee. When you got home, your dog ate it.
Rob just asked, like, he's like, "Oh, do you have that hat that I gave you guys?" And I was like, "I had to give it to my dad because I have a huge head, but I don't know. I might be inflating your head right now." To be honest, Bandito Tyler is like a pretty great album, and. This
is recorded, right? It was recorded. Okay, keep going.
Oh no, my mic got cut off. Oh, this part of the podcast got cut. And I really like the concept you put into it, you know, and I when you're telling me about everything, it's like, oh, this really makes sense. So I remember playing it at my house and like telling my parents like the idea behind every song and them being interested too. So
did your dad like it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you. That means a lot. I mean, with all all seriousness, that means a lot. It's that album took some of my most creative ideas and I put them on paper and stuff. So I'm glad like it made it in someone's list. Like I did put my heart and soul in that, and that's not yet my magnum opus, but I think I've got something better in the works.
It feels weird.
I feel like there's better in me that I need to put out.
It feels weird telling like the guy that you see every week, like, "Hey, your album is really good." It's just like that's why I did. When you reminded me, I was like, "Ah, no, he's gonna make me say it. He's gonna make me say it." Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, not sounding too, not wanting to sound super, thick-headed about my own works and stuff, but seriously, that was one of my favorite projects that I worked on, and it actually yeah, it was. I'm proud of it. Like I like that album. Like, how about you, Aaron?
I don't know. I mean,
Instrumental.
I actually don't listen to a lot of just strictly
Instrumentals in
instrumental albums at all. Other than jazz, I guess. But
What's your favorite jazz album?
What's your favorite Yaz album?
Yes, it's for the right notes.
Dave Brubeck?
Ooh, which one? The
It
one
was what is it? Travels Through Time? Is that the one?
The one with
Take Five.
and everything.
Yeah, but he put that out on multiple albums.
Yeah, but that one in particular has like Take Five was just one of the tracks that had like a weird time, time signature in it. But all the tracks in that album
which is why
up.
Yeah.
How about you, Kai? I know you listen to a lot of jazz. Which is your favorite jazz album?
What is Coltrane's album?
Kind of
Blue.
Is that Coltrane or is that Miles Davis?
I don't remember.
Oh, which one is it?
I know Abe is like yelling at his screen. Abe is shaking his head somewhere.
I mean, and I think I'm thinking it's kind of blue because it has Coltrane's face on it, and the entire album is blue, right? But I don't know if that's the title. But that I play that a lot. And then talking about Aaron saying Dave Brubeck, I like a lot of people know about his quartet, right? Dave Brubeck's quartet.
Yeah.
But he actually has a quintet album that I like too, or a quintet or octet, something like that.
I like Kenny G Songbird.
Yeah.
His favorite album.
Yes.
No, but I actually really enjoyed that album. Like a lot of people like kind of poop on that album or just poop on Kenny G. I dig Kenny G. Like,
his phrasing is fantastic.
Yeah, that guy's got that like circular breathing down. Like he's really, really good. I as a saxophone player, some of the runs that he does. Some of the stuff that he does, and I don't know. I dig it because that was around the same time that I discovered like Europa, like for ukulele, and it was kind of that very romantic sounding like ukulele. And then my dad introduced me to, of all people, my dad and Mr. David Yukimura, my old band instructor, introduced me to Kenny G, and they're like, oh, if you like that, then here's some songs that maybe you should learn on your ukulele because it sounds like that kind of romantic. Also, like so Havana from Kenny G was one of my favorite songs. Yes, but not my favorite jazz album. I was just joking. But I do like me some Kenny G.
Actually, I was listening to an ukulele instrumental album, and like speaking of Daniel Ho, just because it's Christmas time, it was the Roy Sakuma presents.
Oh, nice.
The ukulele Christmas.
Oh, cool.
And that's I think all but one song he wrote, and it's like a female vocalist. But the rest of them are like traditional and Christmas songs that he did instrumentally. And it's like, it's not fancy or anything, but it's clean and the arrangements are good. So Daniel Ho he just knows arrangement and music in general. So yeah.
My favorite jazz album is, can I pick a greatest hits? Because that's the one I listen to the most. Like Ella Fitzgerald's greatest hits.
Oh, really?
That's my jam.
That's a good one.
I love that one,
I mean, because like her like picking one album from her is kind of hard. So yeah, choosing the greatest hits, like you just get the best out of every album, right? So
yeah. And like there's a song on that greatest hits that like she just scats. It's like an actual song, and the song, but like she scats it. And I'm like, I kind of prefer this better. Like, I don't know why. It's one of those like Ella Fitzgerald's magic just shines in that entire collection. So good. Okay. Anyway, do we have other questions? Sorry.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And we might want to pick a winner for our.
Yeah. So we're gonna get down to business now. So we have a winner for the quote contest. Kahai, give us how many people enter the quote contest?
Oh, a whole 3.
A whole 3 of them. Why don't we read all 3 quotes? Okay.
Yeah. Renee so the 3 people who entered were Renee, Mike, and Chris and Sue.
Yeah.
So four people.
Okay. What are the quotes?
Renee kind of said just in general, she likes when we say what's up. Chris and Sue, like we mentioned last week, they said the Scarlet G clef.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And
that's a Mike quote. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike said that he liked when Mike Odo, we were talking about Mike Odo, and when Mike Odo said, "What are you trying to do? Launch a rocket?" With your pedal board.
Oh, nice with the pedals.
Yeah. He also said that he liked Aaron's song and one of Aaron's song with all the Easter eggs. But
nice.
I don't know. Aaron has a lot of songs with Easter eggs, so
Yeah.
I don't know which one in particular.
I'm trying to launch a rocket ship. that hurt my little heart, my little teenage heart back then. It's a
But
young
changed you
budding
forever.
ukulele player. Yeah, it did. Stripped away all the weight that was holding me down. That was pedals, and then I put them back recently. Okay. We're gonna spin the wheel and we're going to decide the winner. So here's the wheel right here.
Half the wheel. I didn't want to cover up.
There it is. And sprinkle some love in there. Okay, spin that wheel, Kahai. They are playing for one of these. Guava chile.
I don't know. You can give away the other thing too.
What's that?
I got some other stuff too.
Then we got this. We got a Kawaii calendar. Are we picking two winners?
No, you can just
so one winner.
give.
Yeah. It's always for
I don't
tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow we got a winner tomorrow too. That's what the other one was. Okay, guava jelly. There it is. Guava jelly. Hawaiian Sun's guava jelly. This is classic. This is like if like the Jif brand, or what was like a really classic Skippy, something like that.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is the Skippy
Every
of guava jelly.
Hawaii household has
Has one
that
of
on the
these.
refrigerator
Yeah.
door.
Yep. This is Hawaiian Sun. So good. This is it right here. If you want a taste of Hawaii, this is it. Don't there's all these artisanal guava jellies and stuff, but no, this is the one. This is the one you want.
Oh, did Yoda enter too?
Yeah, I thought Yoda's was for the Friday one because he mentioned Devin and stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah,
from
we're gonna
Friday.
have another kind of spin for Aloha Friday Live Jam tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry Yoda
For the quotes.
Yeah.
So we also have a Kauai year 2021 calendar. See, wow, nice timing, Kahai. So this has got some beautiful shots of the island of Kauai. It's January or Lanueli. They have the Hawaiian words. So February is Pepeluali. This is the Kilauea Lighthouse, I believe. Yeah, right on. So some great scenery as you turn the page so that you can get a new month in the soon to be awesome year of 2021, right? I hope it's not 2020 part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so guava jelly, Kauai calendar. Congratulations, Renee. Yeah, how about a round of applause, everybody? Thank you. What was the quote that won?
Say what's up.
Say what's up. That's a good quote. So that happens in every episode. So
Yeah.
fitting.
It must be a good quote if it happens for every single episode.
Right on. So we also did our songs. Our songs are due today. So let's do those. Kahai, what are the guidelines for the songwriting challenge this time?
It was just to write a song when you think of delightful moon gazing. So incorporate it as lyrics or use it in any way you can.
Okay, so delightful moon gazing. What this is basically a songwriting challenge that we do here on Thursday Live Lesson. We just challenge you folks to write a song, and it's nothing too complicated. Just write a song that has something to do. Maybe not even something to do, but inspired by delightful moonlight gazing. Is that what it is? Delightful moonlight gazing.
Just moon gazing.
Moon
Delightful
gazing.
moon
Okay,
gazing.
delightful moon gazing. So, if we challenge people to write something that is inspired by delightful moon gazing, just the words or the phrase or a word, whatever, however you want to interpret it, just write a song based on that. Doesn't matter what chords you use, rhythm pattern, genre, but we do add some bonuses if you guys want more stuff to work with. And the bonuses were, Kahai?
Do incorporate some kind of minor chord substitution, jazz or freestyle jazz, and classic country.
Nice.
And then there was a suggested chord pattern too.
Oh yeah, it's 1-5-4-5, I believe.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, based on that, you guys can write whatever song you want to. If you want to submit one in, you still can. The submissions are due January 7th, so you got a long time to write a song. And usually we take all the submissions and we just like run a wheel and we send something to that person or whatever, So it'd be nice. But I think for next one, I'm gonna run another one of those specials where like I give them a third private lesson. So that's going to be this time's prize. It's going to be a third private lesson, and it's good till whenever. It doesn't expire. Just let me know. This is my third. I believe Chris and Sue won one. Yeah. Still haven't used it.
Yeah, I think they said they wanted to wait till after the holiday season, right? When they're less busy. So
yeah. No, I'm never too busy for you guys. All right, so I'll go first. I wrote an instrumental. Now, when I think of delightful moon gazing? Anything moon. And I think the last time we had something, and I was thinking about the moon, I wrote kind of like a children's song about like the rabbits and stuff like that. So I did pretty much the same thing. That last song was called Little Honu, and it was about like the little Honu, I guess. And yeah, it was a song for Rob, I believe, was the one who asked for that song, right? Mm-hmm. And so this time I wrote some, a kind of children's instrumental or children's sounding instrumental, but then I'll just play it for you folks. Hopefully I can do this some justice because I wrote this back on Friday after we filmed something on Friday here, and it had me doing campanellas. What's that song? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Mm-hmm. So I came home and I'm like, I gotta put that on our Instagram. Yeah. So I was about to write my song, and that kind of inspired it too. So here's my song called Delightful Moon Gazing. I might mess up on some, so just bear with me here. Nice. Thanks. I hope that I was kind of wishing that that minor part went in, because one of the bonuses was do like minor substitution. So I substituted F minor, B flat minor, and C minor. So that was kind of my challenge, because usually F minor and B flat minor pretty standard, and then you would go to a C7 to go back to the F minor. But I'm like, I'll make that a C minor instead. So instead of going I went to the C minor. So it goes here on the F minor. That was like the minor substitution for the whole melody line. But that I was telling these guys, like it's kind of short. It only really has two movements, one major movement, one minor movement. But I think if I added anything more, it'd be a little bit too much. I had that kind of melody at the top.
Nice.
I had that in there, but a little bit much. I only did it one time.
I think the campanellas and like how you wrote it, it kind of reminds me of a little night music with Einklein.
Nachtmusik. Yeah. So it was kind of inspired by that, and I was thinking of
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was thinking of, and I'm like, okay, cool. How do I make that, and how do I make it kind of my own and add like a minor thing in there? And I'm like, there we go. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's Russian now. It's like,
now that I'm not, not playing it for real, it comes out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's my song, "Delightful Moon Gazing."
That was like nursery rhymes or like and it's like, oh, this is the version where Hansel and Gretel get eaten.
Cool.
Grim fairy tales.
Grim fairy tales.
It changes to like this is the OG version. Like this is not the one that they had in the little golden books.
This is not golden. Nice.
Okay.
All right. Who's next? Aaron, you want to share yours?
Sure. Okay. So. We'll see if I can play this one too. It's like I kind of went with the jazzy kind of stuff, but it ended up being a Kalapana song.
Ooh,
and an already written Kalapana song. So like I kind of realized early on that like that was if you know Kalapana, you'll know what song I was thinking of. And then I just ended up just leaning into it. So yeah, did my best Mackie Fury, but
does it start with ooh?
No, that's not the one.
Okay,
that's not the one. But yeah, and it's slightly out of my range too. So sorry, is it?
I gotta.
So let's see if this even comes out. I'm kind of guessing. No matter what I do, I can't help feeling like this outside. The earth is wrapped up in the night, and I am in the middle staring into her embrace, and I'll savor every moment of my life. Baby, be the moon that I am gazing. Feel this universe arranging. All our stars align so I could fall in love with you. Won't you be the moon that I am gazing? Make the night time so amazing. Shine all of your light and I'll shine too. Out of the moonlit night, I'll catch your falling star. Almost let the moonbeam slip right from my view. Carry you inside, I lay you down and just admire all the sparkle in your eyes and all the things you do. Baby, be the moon that I am gazing. Feel this universe, feel this universe arranging. All our stars align so I could fall in love with you. Won't you be the moon that I am gazing? Make the night time so amazing. Shine all of your light and I'll shine too. Shine all of your light and I'll shine too. Won't you shine all of your light and I'll shine too.
Nice.
It's like I didn't memorize the song, so it's like I was guessing where that, you know. So it's kind of cool, like it does that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like a. Oh no, there. That's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, so
Beautiful. Which Kalapana song?
it's supposed to be
Because when I first heard it, I was thinking of that. What do I do?
Yeah,
that's the
song.
one.
That's
Okay,
the
okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah. So the verses are pretty much that, like, you know, like the phrasing of it, or like the yeah. What do I do?
Nice.
But
I wasn't sure. I wanted a confirmation.
Yeah,
That's what that was. Yeah, right on.
yeah. But then I mean, when I started writing the song, I had kind of just chords in mind. So like I basically started off with just that because I wanted that descending bass line.
Yeah.
Jem said it feels a little, or he goes a little Latin with the question mark.
Yeah, so that was kind of inspired by like Girl from Ipanema. Yeah, but then as soon as I started doing the verses, it was like it's very Kalapana.
Yeah.
So if you listen to like that kind of Kalapana from like the late 70s, or Kalapana, for people listening that don't know, is a band from Hawaii that was popular in the late 70s, early 80s. And they did like a lot of great, a lot of classic Hawaii songs.
We haven't done a Kalapana song, have we, for Ukulele on the Ground? We gotta change that next year. If we have, we gotta change that
for
next
like
year.
a song lesson.
Yeah, I think it's because I've always been kind of afraid, like that I don't do it justice, and Hawaii gets mad at me.
Yeah,
because Kalapana in Hawaii is pretty high.
But I mean, Maki is gone and Milani is gone, so like you're not gonna offend anybody.
Wow. Like recently too, Milani passed.
Like
a couple years ago, like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, but yeah, they're one of those
I'll
like
find
classic
someone worthy
Hawaii.
enough to do a Kalapana cover.
Yeah.
But dude, awesome. Tell them about the lyrics and stuff.
No, it's just like, it was just that kind of stargazing and stuff. So looking out, and then just like relating that to like being in love, So
love the phrasing. The phrasing
like
is
a
nice.
there's a lot of cool stuff in there, but yeah, I wish I landed it. It was one of those where like I was kind of like I gotta like look and look, So it's like
it's a high note too to sing.
Yeah, I didn't, yeah. It's like a reaching note, and I was trying to like go for the chord too. So like I gotta practice it more.
But like when you played it, like that's the kind of thing that in your head you're like, I wish I got that right. But everybody who's listening to you play it is like won't remember that.
Yeah, like in your head what the note is supposed to be. So hopefully,
And I think everybody kind of goes through that when they're performing. They're like, there's so many things that, like I kind of messed up on, and then everybody in the audience is like, good job.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. It was okay.
Okay.
All right, Kahai, you got it?
Did it go?
Yep.
Okay.
I hope this isn't too loud. Let's see. This is like the 30th time I tried this, so hopefully this goes well. I hope you like this, even though it's not a freestyle. Give me a minute, it's making my heart beat a mile. A minute? Okay, I'm fine. Let me paint you a scene, just a moment in time. Riding in the back of my dad's truck, looking at the sky. It feels like a testament to my luck, letting the streetlights pass by. Seeing the moonlight through the power lines in the trees, thinking of you, and hoping you'll be thinking of me. We just came back from the hospital, and I don't think you know who I am. That's okay, you're fragile, and I'm just living by my plan. When there's nothing left for me to do, my mind meditates. It's not like I don't want to think of you, I just don't get the chance to evaluate. I ponder, what's happening lately, not the past or the future, things I don't experience daily. In the present tense, I can't remember what you said. I just have a feeling or a sense of all the things you did. I guess that's it. I wish I could say more, but that's all I'm left with. Nothing less, nothing sure. This must be a symptom of aging. The details lost, only feelings remain. A memory of the moon rising is all that I can sustain.
Nice.
Tell us about it, Kai. You gotta tell us now.
Last week, I just messed up. I just realized.
Huh?
The people in the chat probably couldn't hear that well because I had my mic turned off. But I'll fix it later on. Last week, I think it was after the jam we were hanging out, and you were like, rap, ribbity doo, and I was like, maybe I'll try that. One of the things that we have is freestyle, so I was like, I'm not gonna freestyle rap. I can't do that, but can I make words rhyme? I was like, I can probably do that, and decided to try it. This is like the first actual song that I've written lyrics for and stuff. So
Yeah, good job, man.
That was very like the last track of Camp, the Camp album. Gambino's Camp album.
There's a rapper that I like. His name is Atlas, and he has a song called Eulogy. And it's kind of like I wanted to go for that same vibe where he's not like rapping at you really. It's like very laid back, and he's kind of just like talking and stuff. But then like even that, like I took that song and then I took the instrumental parts that I could grab from there, and I wrote the entire song over that instrumental part, and then I like replaced it with my own instrumental. So it, like it fit better. It just fit with there. So yeah. Cool. I didn't really do the bonuses. I didn't do like a minor substitution. I didn't do anything fancy.
You didn't have to, baby. You didn't have to.
The one thing that I was able to do was this is like a Easter egg that like nobody's gonna care and nobody's not gonna know about. I looked at Claire de Lune and then I took the key from that and I wrote the song in that key, the same key too. So just a little thing.
Nice.
Cool beans. A little moonlight magic.
Yeah.
Right on. So if you guys want to write a song based on the phrase or the words or word, delightful moon gazing, you guys are totally free to do so, and then send it to us. We'll put your name in a hat or on a wheel and stuff, and who knows, you could win yourself a free third private lesson. Okay. And if you are not a UU Plus member, and you can still get a private lesson. You get a 15-minute private lesson. So, because I know there's some people like listening in on this as a podcast and stuff. You guys can send in stuff too. It's not just a UU Plus thing. Anybody can send in, their songs and whatnot. So that prizes go to those people as well. Okay.
I think we've had people we had one person who said that they didn't send in individual challenges, They said they took some of the challenges and they actually wrote a full album about it too. Nice. So yeah, you definitely don't need to be a U Plus member. You just gotta listen, and if you want to participate, you can.
I mean, it'd be nice if you were, it would help if you were, but you don't have to. Now, no pressure. Just please. Just it's open to everybody, and the private lesson goes to everyone. Okay, so the third private lesson or first private lesson for those of you folks who are not UU Plus members. So the people who are UU Plus members know the value of the private lessons. I've been seeing a bunch of you folks in in my private lesson appointments and schedules and stuff, and I'm very, very, very stoked for a lot of your improvements. Like I see people on the regular now, and it's been amazing working with some of the most hardworking people. That's all I gotta say. I'm really, really proud of you folks. Okay, all right. We'll see folks tomorrow for Aloha Friday live concert, and it's gonna be good fun. We'll play some Christmas songs. We'll play some non-Christmas songs. We'll play some games. You have games for us tomorrow, Kai? Come up with some games. We would like to play some Christmas games. 3 hours straight. No, I'm just joking. I don't know.
I have a surprise for tomorrow. It's not a game, but I have a surprise. So.
Okay. Can we play a game though? If I brought a game, would you guys play my game?
Yeah, if you brought a game. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I gotta think of a game for tomorrow. That'd be awesome. So I mean, tomorrow, as all the Aloha Friday live concerts goes, we'll just go until it's not gonna be the 1 to 2 that we usually do. It might be 1 to 2:30, 1 to 1:30. No, it's we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a extra long version of tomorrow's jam. Okay, so Aloha Friday live concert jam, fantastic thing tomorrow. It's gonna be great. Just watch, please, please. It's
We're also gonna announce the winner for the
quote.
Other quote contest.
The other quote contest, that's for Aloha Friday live jam. So we'll see you folks tomorrow. Have a great one. Aloha.